Okay, well look, we are back. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I want to again thank Brianna for coming on. Brianna, let us know, how can we follow you? What social media platforms are you on? What information can you give us?
So I'm pretty much on everything you can think of, literally. So my Instagram name is Brianna Daniels, Brehanna, Daniels, Daniels. My Twitter handle is @mindless, so MINDLESS_BMD. My Facebook is the real Brianna Daniels. Yeah, I think it's the real. Shoot, I have 2 Facebook pages, so just type in Brianna Daniels, the public profile, and I think I've mentioned everything. So that's what
Instagram, Facebook,
and Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So follow me up there. Send me a message, guys. Say that you tuned in.
And spell your name one more time for.
And my name is spelled.
We down south, so let's slow it down.
How you spell Brianna? It's Brehanna, and then Daniels, Daniels.
All right.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. All right. Okay. Now we have Steve is in the building. Steve and I had a fantastic conversation. I said, Steve, I'm really going to enjoy what you're having to say, man, because you're saying some things that is really striking home with me, right? Because again, my dad was a Vietnam veteran, right? And we got Veterans Day coming up.
Veterans Day's at the end.
It's coming up on the 9th, I think?
I think that's correct.
Yeah, the 9th, November 9th. So we got a veteran in the building, guys. Right. Thank you so much for your service. So I really wanted to hear what you had to say. So tell us about yourself, Steve. Tell us how you got into the military and what happened, all that.
Well, I was drafted during the Vietnam conflict, and I joined the Navy and spent 4 years in the Navy. And when I got out, I was doing my thing, and somebody said, "Hey, let's join the National Guard." It's a good deal. You get to keep your points. So I said, okay. So we went down and applied, and I got in, and he didn't.
Wow.
So
isn't that something?
And I spent several years in the National Guard, and we got activated in 1990 and went to Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
And while there, we were exposed to some potent elements. They had depleted uranium, and they had burn pits and smoke and all sorts of polluted things, and our chemical alarms went off, and got home, felt really bad, and just been struggling for years to get help and attention, and finally achieved that.
Okay.
Met a wonderful doctor.
Okay.
I can't use any names.
Right.
But I can tell you this, my doctor is a lady.
All right. And you said you recently found this doctor, right? So how long had it been?
Well, I figured it out one time. She's almost the same age as my daughter.
Wow.
So when I got off the plane from Saudi Arabia, she was about 8 years old.
Well, isn't that something?
So I had to wait for her to grow up, go to high school, go to college, go to medical school, and get hired by the VA before I ever got the first doctor that I felt like really cared about me. And that was in the 2000s, in 2010.
Wow.
So I had been trying to get help for many, many years. And the reason I'm saying this is because the guys out there, Vietnam guys, even Korean guys, don't get the right doctor. If you don't get the right doctor, you're not going to get the right help.
Right.
And the first thing you've got to know is that the doctor cares about you, the veteran, not the paycheck, or not going to.
Well, they should.
Going home at night. But a lot of them don't. It takes, I had a lot of different doctors, maybe 20 over the years.
Wow.
But when you finally get that right one, you know it. And the right doctor will do what it takes to help you. And a lot of guys suffer with post-traumatic stress. A lot of them suffering with lung illnesses, fibromyalgia, joint pain, muscle pain, headaches. The Gulf War was rough on guys. It had a lot of things and a lot of bowel problems.
Because you said, didn't you say that you said something they would give you stuff, right?
Well,
like
we were guinea pigs in that we received anthrax shots. And
but did they tell you it was anthrax shot? I mean, did they tell you this is a shot for anthrax? Is that what they told you, or what were they telling you?
Well, somebody said that they never. They just said we was going to get immunized, and we finally got it out of the medics. Kind of thing.
But it was okay.
Yeah, and I made them sign my card. But you know, been suffering with muscle and joint pain and headaches and stuff ever since. I've suffered blackouts, many blackouts, and they never did find out what caused that, or if they did, they didn't admit it. But I just about wore out a truck going back and forth to the doctor.
Wow.
But what I want to tell veterans, or if you have a friend or a brother or a sister that's a veteran and they're suffering, the VA has changed 180 degrees in the last 15 to 20 years. It's not like it used to be. And if you don't like your doctor, you can fire your doctor and get another one.
You know, a lot of people don't know that though. A lot of people, they really don't know that. They don't know that they have a right. They don't know that that's their right.
That's their right. If you're not happy with your doctor, or if you're not happy with the treatment, you can go down to the patient advocate and say, I'm not happy with this doctor, I want to fire him. You can go to the, you can walk into the emergency room if you're near a medical facility anytime.
Exactly. So, and I like to, I have a medical background, but I never even knew that I had the right to do that, to say, I don't like the way I'm treated right now. I want something else. And I think a lot of other people don't know that they have that. Okay?
They do. And it's important that they exercise this right. If they don't, and they get the wrong medication, or if they get the wrong diagnosis, it could last forever, or they could leave here sooner.
Exactly. And I think people really need to know that they actually have a choice, and that they're able to to have the right to say, hey, no, I want something different.
If a veteran is disabled, can't work, can't sleep, a lot of veterans are working and they can't work, and they're suffering through it, and they're not getting promoted because they really don't have the wherewithal to be active, and they need medication, and they need exercise, and they need help. It can be, there's veterans that's passing up their help for because they don't know they have the right, and there's people that'll help them get that.
Okay, well, cool, great, fantastic. So it took you almost 20 some years to find the doctor for you, right? And so now you feel like you have someone that's going to really help you, right?
That's right.
And that's listening to what you have to say, right? And
That's
so
right.
It's making all the difference for you.
Makes all the difference.
It makes all the difference. That's wonderful.
And well, there's benefits for veterans that you have educational benefits, but it extends to your children and even your spouse. If a man's disabled and he can't really work, and he's been disabled by the VA, then his wife and children can collect those benefits, and a lot of people don't know that.
Right.
And for whatever reason, some people won't go to the VA for any reason because they had a bad experience, and I understand that. But you're losing your basic rights that you earned. There's more to the VA than a mortgage and a cemetery plot or a flag when you die. There's real meat to it. You can get help. You can get you can get your disability if you're qualified, or and it takes a long time.
Right.
Sometimes. There's organizations out there that'll help you if you ask.
Right. Right.
There's the DAV is very good. The VFW does it. There's veteran service officers in every county. Some are good, some are not.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But people ask me about the VA, and I said the VA's. If you hear somebody say that the VA's bad, yeah, there's bad there.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, but there's good too. And I said, the bad is bad, and the good can be wonderful. I've had many surgeries and procedures done at the VA, never had a bad outcome.
Right. Exactly. Cool.
So,
cool.
if I go to Durham
Mm-hmm.
and need a procedure,
At Butner.
no,
Right. No. Okay.
Durham VA,
Okay.
across the street
Duke.
from Duke University.
Okay. Got you.
My doctor wears a blue smock.
Okay.
Okay, the VA wears green smocks.
Ah. Okay. Got you.
And my doctor says, "Don't you worry, son. I'm the guy that teaches this class across the street. You're in the best hands you can find in North Carolina."
All right.
So, and that's true. The VA pays a lot of money to Duke University for their doctors.
I'm sure they do. That's wonderful. That's great. But the thing that when we were talking, what really got me is when you went to your doctor and you were telling them about the shots and everything that they had given you. And do you remember what you said?
Well, I was in Durham, and they were doing a Gulf War registry physical type thing, and the doctor asked me, he says, "Well, what do you think's causing all these problems you're having?" I said, "I really don't know. That's why I come up here, so you could figure it out." I said it could have been the smoke. It could have been the depleted uranium. Could have been those damn anthrax shots. And he says, "Son, there ain't no such thing as an anthrax shot." And I think probably the whole world knows about it now. But that bothered me.
Oh, that would bother me too.
And things like that happen.
Right. So for them to say one thing, but then to find out years later you're having all these problems, and it's not even what they said that it was.
It takes.
And you serving our country.
Takes a long time. Takes a long time every time there's an event or a war or a conflict. It takes years for those things to get resolved to the best resolution. Because guys they'll go tell people that I don't feel good, something's wrong, and they'll treat him or whatever. But if he can't work because of it, and they say, "Well, there's no benefit for you because we don't recognize that."
Right.
And then you say, "Well, what are you doing? How do you do that?" Well, it takes years for the Congress. They get involved because somebody's complained to their congressman, and they say, "Well, what's wrong here?" And the medical community will keep track of it, and then sooner or later it'll come back to the surface. But in our case, it took over 20 years. And Vietnam veterans, they were having the same problem with Agent Orange.
I know.
And so that's been going on for years. People have, you wouldn't believe how many things affect your heart, or your lungs, or your memory, or
Right.
And a lot of guys suffer PTSD, and that's caused by trauma or stress, or seeing something that you didn't want to see.
Right. Exactly. This really hits home for me because, my dad was a Vietnam vet, and he had Agent Orange on him. And, by the time I was 20, my daddy was gone. He just died all of a sudden. And I know that he had Agent Orange put on him. So
Agent Orange, there are ways for spouses and sometimes dependents of veterans who die to get benefits, because you didn't get to go to college. Your daddy, he didn't get to send you to college, did he?
no, but I went on my own.
You went on your own.
I sure
But
did.
He would have liked to have sent you.
Right.
And if he'd have been getting his benefits, the VA would have paid.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things, I guess, that we just don't know, when it comes to those types of things. But, you know,